welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hello! I'm Caitlin and I'm working on my NaNoWriMo 2021 project. Today is November 9th and I am still playing catch up on my writing videos because yesterday my fiance and I toured a wedding venue and today we signed the contract. So we have a wedding venue and a wedding date and it is real and I've got to plan a lot of stuff for it. But overall, I'm really excited. It's a really gorgeous venue. It's a historic building and it's perfect and I'm so excited. Because I was so distracted yesterday with everything that was happening, I didn't do a whole lot of writing. I ended up writing about 1,022 words in a 25-minute sprint with my best friend. So I at least got words on the page. I am still on track with where my daily goals should be, but I want to sit down and do some writing today. But before I do that, I decided I would do the NaNoWriMo Work in Project tag. This tag was created by Natalia Lee. It's an older tag, but I wanted to go ahead and just do something fun. I haven't seen any current tags for 2021, so I thought I would just bring up an old guy and try it again. I actually did this tag for 2019's NaNoWriMo for that project, so I will link that, I suppose, if you would like to see that, and I will link Natalia's videos below as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into it while I enjoy my venti caramel brulee latte that I ordered because I am treating myself because I have a wedding venue. Question number 1, how many times have you participated in NaNoWriMo and how many times have you won? This is embarrassing. I started participating in NaNoWriMo when I was in college and it was always a spur of the moment like, oh God, I want to do this thing and I want to write a book, so I'll just start writing. And I never won. I don't think I ever got past 5,000 words at the most in any of those NaNoWriMos, and it was kind of sad. I ended up participating in 2019's NaNoWriMo after I got into AuthorTube, and I was like, oh, this would be fun. I would really enjoy this, and I won for NaNoWriMo in 2019. I wrote 5,005 words total and then never touched the project again. I do have very high hopes about completing this year, but yeah, so far there's only been one time out of the at least half a dozen times I've participated that I have won or gone past, day 3 or 5,000 words. Are you a pantser or a plotter? I actually did a video about this yesterday, and I am a solid plantser for this project, apparently. So I have some notes, I have some key scenes in mind, but other than that, I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen now? Because I don't know yet. So it's not like full, I don't think it's full pantsing where I'm just kind of like, oh, here's a general idea and let's go. I have like key points that I'm hitting, but I would not consider that to be plotting by any means, but I also don't feel like it's full pantsing. I'm a plantser, we'll go with that. Question number 3, what are the titles of the projects you've worked on for previous Nanos? The only one that I remember was the one that I did for 2019, which was Project Lucy. I actually categorized that as Project Lucy number 1. We didn't get past number 1, let's just be real here, and I don't think I ever will. But sometimes you gotta just trunk a project and move on to the next one. Question number 4, what are you working on for NaNoWriMo this year? I did a video kind of talking a little bit about my work in progress a little bit ago. I didn't explain it very well now that I think about it. But my current project is called Project Graveyard. It is Project Graveyard number 1. This one I do have higher hopes for, so wish me luck. I need to come up with a better description for my book. I don't have like a succinct blurb of how to describe it yet, but it is a young adult, a spooky horror with a little bit of fantasy tossed in. It's got some good cottagecore vibes. There's found family, there's a boarding school. It's about a girl named Adelaide who is hoping to get out of her tiny town in Tennessee and never see her small town or her boarding school again. And she ends up getting tangled up with the history of the town and the creepy things that happen there, and just a lot of stuff happens, and a lot of it is spooky. There's ghosts, there's a graveyard, hence the title, there's magic. Yeah, God, I need to come up with a better description, but if any of these vibes sound good to you, let's be friends. Number 5, what is one tip that you'd give to someone participating in NaNoWriMo? Breathe. Take breaks. Focus on other things if you need to focus on other things. Writing will come. You will find time to catch up. You will find time to write. Even if all you do is give yourself 30 minutes a day, cool. Some words are better than no words. You may have a day where you just aren't feeling it. If you need to take a break, take a break. If you need to sit for 15 minutes, toss some words on the page, cool, do it. If you're feeling really good and you want to keep going, keep your momentum going right when it feels good to write. Writer's block is a whole different thing. The creative drought is a whole different thing. But for Nano specifically, don't stress yourself out, especially in your first couple of days. Number 6, what is the inspiration for this novel and when did inspiration first hit you? This is a complicated question with a complicated answer. I really have a lot of influences on this particular project. And mostly, I have developed some iteration of this magic spooky boarding school many times, starting all the way back in college when I wrote my first draft of a book that was set in a boarding school and had magic, but it was a very different book back then. Everything has shifted and changed over the years everything has shifted and changed over the years as I have developed the book and the characters and the outline, and I've changed everything. I've changed very little, like just going from draft to draft, but I've never sat down and written it. I started getting really into like horror and spooky things probably within the last like 4, 5, 6 years. I started watching a lot of scarier movies, reading spooky books. I am obsessed with Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios here in Florida. And I just really wanted to bring in some spooky things along with this magic thing. And then of course, I, as my quarantine project, have written a massive found family boarding school alternate universe fan fiction called Patron Saint of Lost Causes. And really that was what kind of clicked everything into place, was deciding I wanted to adapt that. There hasn't been like a really conscious moment where I'm like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. It was more just like lurking in the back of my mind, and I'll come back to it, leave it alone, come back to it, leave it alone. And this is the first time it's felt really good and like it's ready to be written. Number 7, read the first sentence of your NaNoWriMo project from last year. Oh God, okay, please hold, let me pull this up on my computer. First of all, I've not opened this file since November 7th of 2019. So there's that already. Sorry, it's loading. I'm genuinely a little nervous to see this because I don't remember anything. Okay, so here it is. Your guess is as good as mine, but here it is. I'm sorry, Lucy said, shading her eyes as she squinted up into the tree branches. You want me to do what with the what now? If you've ever met me in person, that is a very Caitlin thing to say. And apparently my voice just went right into Lucy's voice. And yeah, there's tree climbing in here, something about a squirrel in the next paragraph. Hold on. Y'all, this is wild. I don't remember writing any of this. I was just catatonic for most of 2019. That's a good possibility, to be quite honest. Let me also add that during NaNoWriMo 2019, at the beginning of it, I was wrapping a run of Evil Dead the Musical. So yeah, my brain probably was not checked in correctly because my brain was just like, must scream belt while half naked covered in blood. Question number 8, what do you plan to do with your manuscript after NaNoWriMo? Wow, a great question. The short version is, this is the book that I really want to pursue publication with. I have wanted to be published for as long as I can remember, like 8, 9, 10 years old. I wrote and completed an entire novel when I was in college, and it wasn't ready. And the people that read the book, that my friends at the time were like, yeah, it's ready. And I was like, no, it's not. It's not ready, and I don't know what it is. And over the past however many years since then, I've kind of gone back and forth between writing prolifically, writing nothing, writing original stuff, writing only fan fiction, just all over the place. But in the back of my mind, with all that stuff, with all the real life stuff that I went through over the past however many years, I always knew at some point I was going to try to get published. I just needed to kind of put the gears in motion. So short version of the plan is that this is the book I want to be published, whether it is traditionally published or self-published. A lot can change after NaNoWriMo over the next year or so, whatever. I plan on giving myself a year to edit, revise, and query. And if it doesn't go anywhere, then self-publication it is. And I will write the rest of the series and self-publish. Let me know if you want to see a whole video on that at some point when my publication plans potentially will be. Then we'll revisit it like 6 months later and see if I'm still on track or not. But yeah, short version, I want to publish this book. Question number 9, are you prepared for Nano? Are you nervous? If you all saw my my prep, the day 0 basically that I filmed on Halloween of me just like frantically trying to fulfill my Preptober workbook within like 4 hours. Y'all know I wasn't ready. And somehow, even though I'm like very loosey-goosey with everything here, I'm very just going with the flow and seeing what happens, even if that means revisions or rewrites. It's going a lot more smoothly than I thought it would be. So even though I was not prepared in the type A sense that I thought I needed to be prepared, it's still going pretty well, and I'm pleased. Still nervous though, but I mean, that's anxiety, just my standard setting. I probably should not have this much caffeine, especially at 4:15 in the afternoon, but it's fine. So that is it for the NaNoWriMo work in progress tag. Thanks, Natalia Lee, for coming up with this literally like 3 or 4 years ago. I appreciate it. If there are any other tags that you have created or you have seen happen and you'd like to see me do it, please tag me in them. I love tags. I think they're fun. I think they're fun to watch. And if you'd like to learn more about my project, my writing, anything like that, please let me know. In general, leave comments. I'm still pretty new at AuthorTuber stuff, but I am really active on my Tumblr. So if you want to head over to my Tumblr, links for everything are below. I am themetaphorgirl across social media. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go write and finish my coffee. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and or leave a comment. I hope you stick around. I hope you had a good time. I'll come up with a better sign off at some point later. And thank you so much for watching. See y'all later.